This is for all of you who are mothers or kind of encourage mothering in all of its many forms. So that might include everyone in this room. So we'll do a little practice. I am mother. I am mama. I am mommy. I am Chinese, Jewish, African, Republican, Muslim, lesbian, Catholic, Cuban, Irish, straight, Democrat, Baptist, German, Latina, Native American. I am Russian. I am mother to my baby, a true miracle on this earth. I nurture this precious being, whether conceived in my body or that of another woman, a precious being whom I love more than life itself. I am mother. What do I dream of? What do I dream for you, my child? That you feel loved deeply, that you know you are truly worthy, that you are never hungry or cold or thirsty, that you are safe and you never fear for your life. I am mother. My child, may you be able to read and write and develop a lifelong love of learning. My son, may your soul be soothed by soft music, and may you, my daughter, be enchanted by alluring words of written words. May you, my child, wake in wonder to a glorious sunrise and feel the warmth of those rays for years to come. Indeed, there will be dark hours, but my babe, they are short, and that pain can open the door to light, yours and all the world's. I am mother. My son, may you create meaningful friendships and embrace the truest forms of love. My daughter, may you bask in the joy of family for generations. May you always be happy and healthy and safe. And may you feel my unwavering devotion in every moment, despite any miles between us. For this I dream, for this I exist. I am here, I am yours, I am your mother. I love you, my darling, as all mothers do, everywhere. I am mother.
Mother's Day sermons are complicated for all denominations. Reverend Steve Eddington is a minister emeritus at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Nashua, New Hampshire. He had 41 years of service as a minister. He puts it this way, quote, "If you were to take a toll of members of the clergy in America, cutting clear across denominations and theological lines, and ask, what is the sermon topic that you most prefer to avoid? The winner in all likelihood would be a sermon about mothers on Mother's Day." So why this is so may not seem all that apparent at first. I mean, how can you go wrong talking about mothers? Let me count the ways. Praise mothers too much and too uncritically, and you invite flack from anyone who has unpleasant mommy issues, which they don't want to be reminded of unless they're discussing it with their therapist. But if you speak too much about such mommy issues, then you might just hear it from those who don't have them because their mothers were just fine, thank you. And what about those women who by choice or circumstance are not mothers? Are you insulting them by extolling the virtues of motherhood? And how about those moms who are less than thrilled about being moms or feel they don't quite cut it as the best mother and don't want to hear about how great it all is? Oh, it goes on and on and on. So here's a story. I'm not sure I've ever said this here, but I worked with a friend, a mentor, a colleague, and she and her husband had two sons, and they had a tumultuous relationship. And from time to time, he would leave, and that she'd be a single mom raising two boys. And here's a story from when her boys were like 12 and 10. So the 12-year-old's acting up, just driving my friend crazy. And she said, you know, sit down. And you can always tell when your mom had that tone, when you just like stopped and just, okay, frozen in the headlights. So the 12-year-old such, and here's my friend saying, listen, I don't know what I'm doing, okay? There's no book on this. There's no way to raise a child. There's no way to do it properly. And I'm doing the best I can, and I'm flawed, and I just have no idea what I'm doing. You're going to need a lot of therapy, okay? But I'm doing the best I can. And the 12-year-old's going, So afterwards, she's regretting this story because it's a little harsh, right? And she hears her 12-year-old talking to a friend of his, and his friend is going like, my parents are driving me crazy. And her 12-year-old saying like, you know, they don't know what they're doing. There's no book on how to raise a child. And you and I are probably both going to need therapy. And his friend says, what's that? And the 12-year-old says, I don't know, but I hope it doesn't hurt. But we subconsciously hold an ideal stereotype of mothering. And sometimes it's true. I mean, if your mom was perfect, I would say imperfectly perfect. Even after our therapists tell us how blaming our mother doesn't help, even as a senior citizen, we hold extremely high expectations for our mother, the great influencer. Unitarian Universalist minister Reverend Andrea Abbott says it this way, quote, mothers not only have the most difficult job in the world, not only are they given a task that's impossible, but one that carries the greatest load of expectations, forming another human being, but they are also given very little guidance. There are books, but those books often feel like an indictment more than help. Who can live up to a job description of perfection? What are the consequences of failure? Mothers live in a web of gratitude and resentment, of the desire for closeness and the desire for independence. As children, we are contradictory and fine-tuned beings, and our own care and maintenance is entrusted to a mere mortal, often someone who has had very little experience with it, someone who herself may have not had the guidance and nurturing and has needed to guide and nurture someone else. Mothers make a lot of mistakes. Mothers do a lot of things right. To expect any human to be perfect is a setup for disappointment. How many of you here think you were raised in a dysfunctional family? Don't raise your hand. How many here think you were raised in a dysfunctional family? There's a perspective that's gained a lot of popularity in the last couple of decades to the point where it seems like all families are dysfunctional. Can that be correct? Everyone is messed up because of their family. But how much should we blame our upbringing on whom we are today? I mean, you made it through. You're here. That's pretty amazing. One of my friends says it's amazing anyone survives childhood. I'm a really big advocate of resetting expectations, especially those that hurt me because they were unmet, unachieved, or unrealistic. And this is on me. Over time, I've realized that I can't control what happens. I can control how I feel about the past and current events. But one secret of achieving more happiness, lower your expectations. I'm a big advocate of embracing the imperfect. Perfection of people, including mothers. We're all imperfect perfections. We're all 100% saint and 100% flawed. Mothers are members of the club Imperfect Perfectionists. And we need to celebrate them as they are, not comparing them to some ideal. You made it to adulthood. That's good. Just read an article by Heather Cox Richardson, and yesterday she posted, I've had 8 mothers. And I just love that concept of people who influence other people and hold them and then there and guide them at times in their life. So happy Mother's Day to everyone who identifies as a mother, the ideal ones, the ones doing the best they can, the marginalized ones, the imperfect, perfect ones. If you are a mom, I am in awe of your role in the universe. If you are a mom who raised someone not of your own body, I celebrate your existence as sacred. Today is Mother's Day, a day to acknowledge the role of all kinds of mothers in determining the future of the human race. When a child is raised with love, safety, and compassion, they will improve the world for generations to come. Happy Mother's Day to every mother, and may all our children have love, safety, compassion, and achieve their greatest potential. Amen, and blessed be.